graders, and welcome to lesson 79 on finding equivalent fractions by multiplying by 1. So our first vocab word is the identity property of multiplication, and we learned this in the beginning of the year. When we multiply a number by 1, the value of the number does not change. For example, 4 times 1 is still 4. The value stayed 4. If we did 81 times 1, it would still be 81. The value would not change. So we're going to be applying that to fractions today. Another thing you need to know what it is equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions are different names for the same number. For example, the fraction 1/2 is the same thing as 2/4 because the numerator is half of the denominator. And 3/6. 3 is half of 6. So these fractions are all considered equivalent. So to find equivalent fractions, we multiply a number by different fraction names for 1. Or we're going to multiply a fraction by different fraction names for 1. This is what that means, okay? It's a lot of big words. Basically, this is what it means. If we have 1/2 and I want to make 2/4, I need to multiply both terms, the numerator and the denominator, by the same number. I'm going to multiply them by a fraction that equals 1, which remember means that the numerator and the denominator have to be the same number. So 2 times what would give me 4? Right, 2. And my numerator is going to have to be the same thing as well. So if I multiply 1/2 by 2/2, then I would multiply 2 times 2, which is 4, and 1 times 2, which is 2, and it will give me an equivalent fraction. So 1/2 and 2/4 are equivalent fractions, and I multiplied them by a fraction that is equivalent to 1, 2/2. All right, try this one on your own, and then hit pause, try it on your own, and then unpause and see if you got it right. What fraction that equals 1 would I have to multiply 1/2 by to get 3/6? Did you get 3/3? Good. So 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. All right, look at this third one. So what could we multiply 1/2 by to get 3/4? That's actually a trick question because there's nothing you could multiply, no fraction equal to 1 that would give us 3/4, okay? Because 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 times 3 is 3. So this is actually not possible. So what I want you to do is cross that one out. And instead, I want you to tell me what would you get if I multiplied 1/2 times an equivalent fraction of, what would you get if you multiplied 1/2 times 6/6? Did you get it right? Good. All right, here's another example. So, by what name for 1 should 3/4 be multiplied to get 6/8? So the way you're going to do this question is first you're going to start with the fraction that they gave you, which is 3/4. And then you know you're going to multiply by some fraction, and then your answer is going to be 6/8. And so we have to do exactly what we did up there. We have to look for what am I multiplying each term by to get the one across from it. So 4 times what is 8? 3 times what is 6? So 2/2 would be what I needed to multiply it by. If I wasn't sure of my multiplication facts, I could undo the multiplication with division and do 8 divided by 4 is 2. By what name for 1 should 4/5 be multiplied to make 12/15? Do that one on your own. Write an equivalent fraction to 2/3 with a denominator of 12. So to do this type of problem, I'm still going to start with the fraction that they gave me. And I know I'm going to be multiplying it by another fraction that equals 1. And I know that my answer, I want to have a denominator of 12. So 3 times what number is 12? Okay, and that means I need to make this fraction equivalent to 1. So I'm going to put the same number that's here, here. And now 2 times 4 is 8. So the equivalent fraction is 8 over 12. Okay, try D on your own. Write an equal fraction. A fraction that is equal to is the same thing that is saying is equivalent to 3/4 with a denominator of 12. All right, here's the next question. The next question says add 1/3 and 1/4. Now remember, in order to add fractions, their denominator has to be the same. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make these both into fractions that have a denominator that is the same. Turn it that way. And I'm going to pick a common denominator of 12. I'm just telling you what that is for now. The next lesson will kind of show you how to figure that out. So 4 times what is 12? 4 times 3. So then whatever I did here, I need to do here. So 1 times 3 is 3. Here, 3 times 4 is 12. So that means I need to do 1 times 4, which is 4. And now I can add 4 plus 3, which is 7/12. Try F on your own. You're going to use the common denominator of 4. So you're going to make this into an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 4 and then add them. Okay? Write 3/4 as a fraction with a denominator of 100. Then make it into a percent. So I have 3/4. I need to multiply it times a fraction. That's going to give me a different fraction, an equivalent fraction, with a denominator of 100. So 4 times what is 100? If I'm not sure, I can read it backwards. 100 divided by 4 is what? So if I did the math for that, or you might just know because of money, that 4/4 is $1. So 4 times 25 is 100. Whatever my denominator is, I need to make my numerator. And then I can do 3 times 25, which is 75. And now the second step says to make it a percent. Well, remember that any number over 100 in a fraction is what the percent would be. Okay, so this means that this is 75%. Try and make 2 over 20 into a percent. So first, you're going to multiply this by something that has a denominator of 100, and then you're going to make it into a percent. Bring that to class tomorrow. I look forward to seeing what you get done. It's work.